Hello dear students, in our today's lecture of fermentation technology part 2nd, we are going to start with your second chapter, which is the large scale production of various products by the process of fermentation. So our today's point is to produce primary metabolites, in which we are going to study the production of vitamin B12. So before moving towards the production of vitamin B12 by the fermentation process, we will see what are the primary metabolites. Now, a primary metabolite is a kind of metabolite that is directly involved in the normal growth, development and reproduction of the organism. They are, as compared to the secondary metabolites, they are directly included or directly involved in the normal growth processes. And there are different types of primary metabolites like vitamins, amino acids, or the different types of organic acids which are required for the proper growth and development of any particular organism. So first we will see what are the vitamins. Vitamins are required in very small amount and they are essential to promote and regulate the body functions. They are nothing but micronutrients that are essential for the metabolism of the living organisms. Generally, there are two different types of vitamins, or vitamins can be classified in two main categories. First one is the fat soluble vitamins, which includes vitamin A, D, E and K. And second category is water soluble vitamins, in which the 9 different types of water soluble vitamins are included. And those vitamins are thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, biotin, folic acid, cobalamin and vitamin C. In your syllabus, we are going to study in detail the production and recovery of vitamin riboflavin, which is also known as vitamin B2, and vitamin B12, which is called as cobalamin. So we will study both the vitamins one by one. So when we will study about vitamin B12, we are going to see the introduction, history, structure, types, synthesis, sources, applications, recommended intake and deficiencies of vitamin B12, and different types of references through which we can gather the information regarding the vitamin B12. First, we will see the introduction of vitamin B12. Now, vitamin B12 is also known as cyanocobalamin, or it is also called as cobalamin. In a broad sense, it refers to a group of cobalt containing compounds and the name vitamin B12 is used in two different ways. Now these two different ways are cobalamins and cyanocobalamins. Now it is water soluble vitamin, as we have discussed earlier, with a key role that the normal functioning of brain and nervous system and the formation of the blood is carried out properly with the help of vitamin B12. Now, the scientist will see in short the history of discovery of vitamin B12. For the first time, George Whipple, he discovered vitamin B12, and later on George Richard Minton and the William Murphy, they also found that an entirely different liver substance cured pernicious anemia in humans, which was vitamin B12. Means the anemic conditions can be cured by the supply of vitamin B12 was found by this both the scientists, and later on various different experiments were performed by different scientists like Edwin Cohn and Mary Sharp for the discovery and the sources to identify the sources of vitamin B12. Then the next important point is the structure of vitamin B12. Now the vitamin B12 or cyanocobalamin is a red crystalline cobalt complex synthesized by microorganism, and the chemical structure of the molecule, it was first time determined in 1956 by the scientist Hodgkin. And these basic structure of vitamin B12, the formula of it is C63 H88 O14 N4 PCO, and the structure has a molecular organization which contains a central cobalt atom is linked to 4 reduced pyro ring forming a macro ring, as you can see in the diagram. This is the basic structure of vitamin B12. Then there are few of the physical properties of vitamin B12. These vitamin is highly stable at the pH range of 4.5 to 5. Whenever the pH conditions are changed or acidic or alkaline conditions are formed, there are high chances of vitamin B12 to lose its activity, and these vitamin can be rapidly degraded in the presence of light. So it is very important to store vitamin B12 in the dark conditions. Vitamin B12, as it is water soluble vitamin, it can be soluble in water, ethanol as well as in methanol. Next point is the chemical properties of vitamin B12. Now, under the term vitamin B12, several compounds are there which are similar in the structural formation just like vitamin B12, and they are classified as cyanocobalamin, oxycobalamin, nitrocobalamin and aquacobalamin. See in this diagram we can see the different structures of those different types of vitamin B12. Okay. Here you can see the cyanocobalamin, then hydroxycobalamin and methylocobalamin. Then we'll move to the next point, which is the synthesis of or the production of vitamin B12 by the process of fermentation. Now, individually, neither plants or animals can synthesize vitamin B12 independently. Means plants or animals, both of them lack some of the enzymes which are responsible for the production of vitamin B12, and those enzymes are methionine synthase, methyl malonyl coenzyme A, mutase. These both the enzymes are required for the production or the synthesis of vitamin B12. And at the industrial level or by fermentation process, vitamin B12 can be produced by using different types of microbial strains and the selected microorganisms which or the various types of microorganisms which are used for the production of vitamin B12 are Acetobacterium, Aerobacterium, Agrobacterium, Alkaligenes, Azotobacter, Bacillus, Clostridium, Corynebacterium, Flavobacterium, Lactobacillus, and etc. are the different types of species or the microorganisms which are included for the synthesis of vitamin B12. So, this was the basic introduction of vitamin B12. In the next lecture, we will study the exact process of the synthesis of vitamin B12. Thank you.